All right, today we're going to unlock some pretty incredible superpowers that you've already got hiding inside your brain. We are talking about mental math, the power to solve problems in your head, sometimes way faster than you could even find a calculator. So, you ready? Let's dive in. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Hang on, I've got a calculator right here in my pocket on my phone. Why would I ever need to do this in my head? And you know what? That is a totally fair question. But the answer? Well, it's pretty awesome. It's all about one thing, making your brain the fastest, smartest calculator you will ever own. It's about really understanding numbers, seeing the patterns, and let's be honest, it's just a super cool skill to have for everything from figuring out a discount at a store to splitting a dinner bill with friends. Okay, let's put it to the test right now. Quick, what's 28 plus 29? And no, don't you dare reach for that calculator. Just let the numbers sit in your head for a second. Think about how you tackle it. We're going to circle right back to this exact problem in just a little bit. So, our very first strategy is a fantastic little trick called almost doubles. Sometimes you'll hear it called near doubles. And the beauty of it is that it sounds simple because it is simple. We're going to use something you already know how to do, doubling numbers, to solve problems that look just a little bit trickier. So here's the big idea. Whenever you see two numbers that are really, really close to each other, you can use the power of doubles to make your life easier. You just double one of the numbers, which is usually pretty easy, and then you make one tiny little adjustment at the end. It's all about turning a problem that looks kind of tough into one you could probably do in your sleep. Let's try it out with a really simple one. 7 plus 8. Now check this out, because you've actually got two ways you can go here. You could take the smaller number, 7, and double it. We all know 7 plus 7 is 14. Since 8 is just one more than 7, you just add that one back in. So 14 plus 1 is 15. Easy. Or you could double the bigger number. 8 plus 8 is 16. Then you just subtract that extra 1. 16 minus 1, still 15. Boom. Either way works perfectly. And that right there, that is exactly how we solve our challenge problem from before. Remember 28 plus 29? Well, think about it. What is 29 really? It's just 28 plus one more. So we can think of the problem as 28 plus 28, which is 56. Then all we have to do is add that extra one back in, and we get our answer, 57. See? So much easier. And don't think for a second this is just a trick for small numbers. It scales up beautifully. Take a look at 145 plus 147. I mean, those are almost the same number. So let's just double 145. That gets us 290. The difference between 145 and 147 is just 2. So we add that on. 290 plus 2 gives us 292. Simple, powerful, and crazy fast. All right, you have totally mastered almost doubles. So are you ready for your next superpower? It's called compensation. And this one is all about making numbers friendlier before you even start to work with them. It's kind of like rounding, but with a clever little twist that keeps your answer perfectly accurate every time. Let's face it, our brains just love nice round numbers like 30 or 50 or 100. They're just easier. They're clean. So, compensation is the strategy of changing a messy number into one of those friendly numbers, doing the super easy math, and then just making a quick little adjustment at the end to get the exact answer. Okay, for addition, there is one simple golden rule you have to remember. I want you to picture a balancing scale in your head. If you add a little bit to one side, you have to take that exact same amount away from the other side to keep everything perfectly balanced. Let's see this in action with 28 plus 17. Okay, that number 28 is so close to a friendly 30, right? So let's just make it 30. We'll add 2. But remember our balancing scale, if we add 2 to one side, we have to subtract 2 from the other. So we take 2 away from 17, and that gives us 15. And look at our new problem, 30 plus 15. I mean, come on, that's so much easier to solve in your head. The answer is 45. Okay, team, listen up, because this next part is really important. We can use this same amazing compensation strategy for subtraction. But, and this is a big but, the rule is different. You can't use that same balancing act. Getting this next part right is absolutely key. So here's the new rule for subtraction. It's actually even easier to remember. Whatever you do to the first number, you must do the exact same thing to the second number. If you add 10 to one, you add 10 to the other. This keeps the difference, or the gap between them, exactly the same. Let's look at this big example. We want to solve 1,500 minus 700. Well, that 700 would be so much nicer if it were 1,000, right? To get it there, we add 300. Now, because this is subtraction, what's the rule? We do the exact same thing to the other number. So we also add 300 to the 1,500. Our new problem becomes 1,800 minus 1,000, which is an easy peasy 800. So let's put these rules side by side to make it crystal clear. For addition, you do opposite things. You add to one, you subtract from the other. Think balance. For subtraction, you do the identical thing to both numbers. Think keep the gap the same. Honestly, this right here is the key takeaway for using compensation like a pro. And just like that, you've learned two incredibly powerful strategies that you can start using, well, right now. You've officially got almost doubles in compensation loaded into your mental math toolkit. So let's do a quick review. First, we have almost doubles. That's your go-to move when you're adding two numbers that are right next to each other. You just double one of them and adjust. Then we have compensation. That's all about making the numbers friendly by turning them into multiples of 10 or 100 and then adjusting based on those all-important rules for adding or subtracting. You know, the best part about all this is that mental math isn't some secret magic talent that only a few people have. It is a skill. And just like any skill, like learning an instrument or riding a bike, the more you practice it, the better and faster you'll get. Seriously, anyone can learn to do this. So now it's over to you. With these new superpowers in your toolkit, just think about it. What problems are you going to solve? Maybe it's figuring out your score in a game, calculating how much you saved on a sale, or just plain impressing your friends and family. Go on, give it a try. Your brain will thank you for it.